Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I don't know what time you're reading this, but I do know one thing for sure. You are meant to be here right now. Whether you're sitting on the couch binge watching that show you swore you wouldn't, or you're lying in bed with that I Give Up on Life playlist running in the background, this moment is for you. Today I'm talking to the tired, the frustrated, the angry, the lost. You, the one who's ready to throw in the towel, the one who feels like life has thrown a never-ending storm your way. This is for you. Life is wild, isn't it? 1 minute you're on top of the world, making plans, slaying goals, and then boom, life hits you with an unexpected uppercut. Maybe it's the job you didn't get, the bills that don't stop coming, the heartbreak you didn't see coming, or maybe it's just life's endless parade of things going wrong. We've all been there. I have been there too. But today I want to remind you of something incredibly powerful. Leave it to God when it's beyond you. Yes, you heard me. When it feels like everything is out of your hands, it's because some things are. But that's okay, because those aren't your battles to fight. Let's dig into this idea, and I promise you, by the end of this, you'll see your life from a new perspective. Let's not sugarcoat it. Life can be hard. It's like every day you wake up, expecting the universe to hand you a bouquet of roses, and instead, it pelts you with lemons, and not the fresh lemonade kind of lemons either. No. These are the oops. I slipped on a lemon peel and hit my head kind of lemons. You know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you feel like you're doing everything right. You pray, you work hard, you treat people well, you mind your own business, and still, you find yourself in the middle of storms that seem to have no end. It's as if life has set up a permanent rain cloud over your head while everyone else is sunbathing on the beach. But here's the truth. You are not alone. Every single person you look at and think, wow, they have it all together, has been in the trenches at some point. They have cried, they have doubted, they have questioned why things aren't going their way. They have stood exactly where you are standing now, on the verge of giving up, but they didn't. And do you know why? Because when life starts pelting you with lemons, you've got to remember that the recipe for lemonade starts with one thing: lemons. Those very struggles you're facing are the foundation for the victory that is coming. I know. Right now it feels like life is serving you a 3-course meal of hardship and you're just trying to survive. But trust me, there's a reason for it all. Let me take you on a little detour. Picture this. You're driving a car and everything is going smoothly until suddenly the road starts getting bumpy. At first it's just a little uncomfortable, but before you know it, you're in the middle of a massive storm. You're gripping the wheel so tight your knuckles are white, and the rain is coming down so hard you can barely see. You're trying to steer, trying to control the car, but no matter what you do, you keep sliding off course. In that moment, you have two choices. You can keep wrestling with the wheel, thinking you have all the answers, or, and here's the game changer, you can take a breath, lift your hands off the wheel and say, God, I can't do this. Take over. I know that sounds scary. Who wants to let go of the wheel in the middle of a storm, right? But here's the thing. When it's beyond you, it's not beyond God. I'm going to say that again because it's important. When it's beyond you, it's not beyond God. You see, God has a different perspective. While you're in the middle of the storm, He's above it. He sees the entire road. He knows where the storm ends and where the sunshine begins. But He can't guide you if you keep trying to control everything on your own. And I get it. Letting go is hard. We're human. We like to be in control. We like to know what's coming next. We like to have a plan, a backup plan, and a backup for the backup plan. But let me tell you a little secret. God's plan is better than any plan you can come up with. Now let's get real. I'm not saying let go and then go chill on the couch waiting for miracles to fall from the sky. No. This isn't an excuse to be lazy. But when you've done everything you can, when you've worked, prayed, hustled, and the situation is still out of your hands, that's when you need to leave it to God. Do you know what happens when you let go and trust God with what's beyond you? You start experiencing peace. And I'm not talking about the kind of peace you get from a bubble bath or a good night's sleep, though those are nice too. I'm talking about a peace that doesn't make sense. The kind of peace that even in the middle of chaos whispers to your soul, it's going to be okay. You see, we often confuse peace with the absence of problems. But real peace doesn't come from everything going perfectly. Real peace comes from knowing that no matter what happens, God's got you. He's in control. He's handling the situation, even when you don't see it. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that sounds nice, but what if my situation is too big, too complicated, too messy? Let me remind you of something. There is nothing too big for God. Your job situation, He's got it. Your relationship struggles, He's on it. That health scare, He's already working behind the scenes. Your broken heart, your dreams that feel like they'll never come true, your financial worries, all of it, He can handle. But He won't force you to let Him take over. You gotta make the choice. You gotta decide that when it's beyond you, you're gonna leave it to Him. Alright, let's switch gears a little because I can feel some of you getting tense. You're thinking, yeah, but what if God's timing takes forever? I need answers now. Oh, trust me, I get it. Waiting on God can feel like you've been put on hold by customer service. And we all know how that goes. The music is playing. You've been waiting for what feels like ages, and the voice keeps saying, your call is important to us. Please hold. Meanwhile, you're sitting there like, can I speak to the manager, please? I need my miracle now. But here's the thing. God's timing is perfect. It may not be your timing, but it's always right on time. We've all had those moments where we look back and say, now I see why it took so long. In the moment, though, it feels like God is taking a coffee break, but in reality, He's orchestrating something beautiful that you can't even see yet. Imagine you're baking a cake. You've mixed all the ingredients, you've put it in the oven, and now you have to wait. You can't rush the process. If you open the oven too soon, your cake is going to be a gooey mess. But if you trust the process, when the timer goes off, you'll have something sweet, something beautiful. That's how God works. He's preparing something amazing for you, but it's going to take some time. You've got to trust that while you're waiting, He's working. Now, I know persistence is tough when life keeps throwing curveballs at you. It feels like you're running a marathon, and someone keeps moving the finish line further away. But let me tell you something. The most successful people in life aren't the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who persisted when everything inside them wanted to quit. I want to share a little story with you. There was a man named Thomas Edison, the guy who invented the light bulb. Well, he didn't get it right on the first try. In fact, he failed over 1,000 times before he finally figured it out. Can you imagine? After 100 failures, most of us would have packed it in, but not Edison. When people asked him how he felt about failing so many times, he said, I haven't failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work. That's the kind of persistence I'm talking about. And you know what can make persistence a little easier? Laughter. Life is too short to be serious all the time. Yes, you're going through hard times, but find something to laugh about. Watch a funny movie, crack a joke with a friend, do whatever it takes to bring a little joy into your life. Laughter is a gift from God. It's His way of reminding us that even in the toughest times, there's still something to smile about. So here we are. You, standing on the edge, feeling like giving up, and me, telling you not to. Not because life isn't hard, but because you are stronger than you think. You've survived 100% of your worst days. You've made it through every storm you thought would drown you, and you're still here. Let go of what you can't control. Trust that God is working behind the scenes even when you can't see it. Leave it to Him when it's beyond you. And remember, life may not always be easy, but you are resilient. You are capable. You are loved. And when life throws those lemons, don't just make lemonade. Throw them right back and say, is that all you've got?